All right, it does look like we are in a recession. We won't know officially until later this month in July when they officially announce the GDP second quarter growth numbers, but it is forecasted to be negative. That being said, a lot of people probably are concerned about their portfolios.
We're getting a couple calls.
Just a couple of calls. Hey, how long is this going to last? And when is this portfolio going to come back? So I know you've done some research for us in preparation of the show. How often recessions occur? How long do they last? And what is the outcome? How does the market respond? How fast do they recover? So let's see what you came up with there.
Yeah, so I got so according to thebalance.com, there have been 11 recessions since 1948, averaging out to about one recession every 6 years. But periods of economic expansion are varied and have lasted as little as 1 year, as long as a decade. But the average recession before 2007 lasted about 11 months. The Great Recession lasted 18 months. And what we just saw, the 2020 recession, lasted just 2 months. And that's the shortest one on record.
That's a shocker. You would have thought in a global pandemic when we had those lockdowns, recession would go on.
That was
and on
pretty
and on.
weird.
So it's strange how these things happen. So again, people are concerned about, all right, what about the market? What about the stock market? What about my portfolio? How long does it take to recover? And I think we've done some research on that as well, looking at back recessions historically, what happened with the market during the recession, and how long did it take for that stock market to recover. Let's start with, I think you've come up with, let's go with 1990. Recession. That was the Gulf War recession.
Yeah, so July 1990 to March 91, the S&P was actually up 6%, but 1 year later was up 15%. 2 years later, up almost 29%. And next we had the 2001 to 2002, dot-com bubble, tech stocks blowing up. We saw that the S&P dropped 35%, but 1 year later was up over 32%. 2 years later, up over 47%.
Then after that, I think the next one was in 2007.
One of the most famous ones.
It's called the Great Recession for good reason. So from October of 07 to March of 09, lasted 18 months, financial crisis, banks going under and all of that. So that was a biggie. So what did we find there?
So we saw the S&P drop 55%. 1 year later was up 72%, and 2 years later was up a whopping 103%. And what we were just talking about earlier, the shortest lived recession on record, the COVID pandemic, February 2020 to March 2020, just 2 months, we saw the S&P drop 34%, but 1 year later was up almost 62%.
And here we are currently, if this is a recession, which I think it's no doubt that it is. So the market downturn started in January, early January 3rd.
January this year.
To date, which as of the date of this video, July 12th, S&P is down 19.62%. But at one time, not just a few weeks ago, it was down as much as 22%, thus putting us in a bear market, thus leading into this current recession. But looking at this historical data, you can see markets recover, and they recover pretty quickly following a recession. So it's not a situation where, like the Tiger King, where, oh, I'll never financially recover from this.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
That's just not the case, because every event's different, every recession is different, but every outcome has been the same, and that is the stock market has always gone on to reach new highs.
I don't care, I will break my stride.